Oh man, what a tough game that was. What a tough match against Vitoria away from home. We managed to scrape a point. I'm so happy with that result. Defensively strong, only conceding one. Oh, I can't even pretend. I actually can't even pretend. It's laughable. It's a joke, man. What is going on? Tactically, just so inept, man. It is actually. I don't even know what the tactics were. It's shocking. It really is. I'm looking at the stats now. Okay, let's just, again, talk about Vitoria like I did in the last time we played against them. Vitoria are currently, they're kind of top four-ish in the Portuguese league. I think that at the moment they're sitting in fourth. They're a decent side, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. They're not terrible, but Vitoria. And we've managed, guess how many shots on target? In 97 minutes, I think we played, including all the injury time in the first half and the second half. One shot on target. One! And the actual team that we put together for this game is really not that bad at all. Martinez in goal. We went with 3 at the back, which I was actually quite excited about. I thought, you know what? Clearly 4 at the back has been terrible for us recently. Let's switch it up. Let's go with 3 at the back. You've got Tierney bombing down the left. You've got Maitland-Niles down the right. This could work really well. I mean, it was like playing with 9 men. It was absolutely terrible. They don't know what they're doing. The poor guys, they want to do something, but they're told not to. They want to be creative. They want to take risks and put in passes around the back, but it feels like they're not allowed. They're not allowed to be creative. The way that Emery sets up the team is so cowardly. It is so boring and so negative. I don't want to watch it. I got Red Dead on PC yesterday. I want to be playing that. I don't want to be watching this crap, honestly. It's a joke. It really is. And he's got to go, isn't it? He's got to. He's got to go. This isn't the result that, broke the camel's back or whatever. This is just accumulative now. We're getting to the point now where it's so predictable. We know we're going to play like this. We know we're not going to get good results, even against opposition like Vitoria. Again, no disrespect, but it's Arsenal versus Vitoria, right? Let's act like a big club, okay? You've seen Bayern Munich. Just a couple of weeks ago, they're slapping Tottenham 7-2. A couple of weeks later, the manager's gone. Gone. See you later. Bad result, gone. That is big club mentality. They know they're not going to get anywhere with their current manager, Kovac, at the time. They know. So they just cut their losses. They would have had to pay him. They would have had to go through some emotional feelings when sacking their manager. But just do it. If it's not working, do it. We are so clearly not going anywhere with Unai Emery at the club at the moment. It's as plain to see. It really is. So do something. We don't have the balls. I'm telling you, there's no way we're sacking him. There's no way. He is here for the rest of this season, whether we like it or not. The only way he's not going to be here anymore is if we literally lose 10 games in a row, or maybe if he does something that gets his contract terminated, gets caught up in a sex scandal or something, maybe then. But no, it's just not going to happen because the club is... We're pussies. We are. We're too soft. We put up with Wenger for so long towards the end of his reign, and we all saw how that panned out. We could have fired him 3 years... I mean, when we won the FA Cup, was that 2013? Should have let him go then. We all saw the signs. We knew this is as good as it's going to get with Wenger now. Let's move on. Instead, we delayed. Oh, it's okay. We can turn it around. Couple of good results. Yeah, we're back in front. We're all good. But it's so obvious now, especially to someone who's been watching Arsenal for 15 years or so, well, probably the last 10 years, I'd say. You just know that there is no consistency at this club. There is no constant good vibes. That's the best way I can explain it. There are no positive vibes at this club. It feels like there's 11 players on the pitch, but it's not a team. It's just so... They're all individual players. They're told to do certain things, and they're not positive things. They're not attacking. They're not creative. There's no cohesion. It's just shambolic. How can you play for 97 minutes and get one shot on target with someone like Pepe on the pitch? Did he even shoot? I don't think he had a single shot today. Maybe he did, but it would have obviously gone over the top or gone wide, but it's just, I don't know, man. There's some basics in football, and this is coming from someone who doesn't have their coaching badges and hasn't managed a club, but I can tell, having played football when I was younger and having watched football for pretty much all my life, there is one basic thing, okay? When you've got a team with pace, like we do, if you look at our midfield, our front three, very pacey team, you don't pass to their feet all so often. You kind of want to get it behind them or in front of them, or however you want to see it. You want them to use that pace, utilise the speed that they've got so they can run onto a pass. It's called passing through. It's a through pass. We like to pass to feet. And it's constant. It's throughout the entire game. We so rarely get in behind with this pace because teams can sit back. They know that we're going to be passing it around sideways in midfield anyway. And you just don't get to utilise that pace. That is what was so good back in 2000 to 2005 when Arsenal had, I would say, one of the most dangerous sides in history when it comes to counter-attacking football, with the likes of Thierry Henry, Pires, Ljungberg. These guys, they had pace, and you put the ball in behind them and they would run onto it and counter-attack teams, and we would destroy teams. There's one game that stands out in particular. It was up against Leeds many years ago, and I remember we scored, I think it was 5 goals in that game, and every single one was them on the attack and us winning the ball in our own box or just outside the box and just blasting down the pitch with 5 or 6 men, passing behind, goal. We don't do that. We like to fluff it around the box, we pass it around the back, and then we hoof it out because there's no pass available. Then we recycle the ball in midfield, we pass it to the right, we pass it to the left. It's all sideways. There's no conviction, there's no passing it through the defence and getting Pepe in behind, Saka in behind. Not once did I see Saka or Pepe or Martinelli through on goal, one-on-one. There was nothing. And that's what is so good about this 3 at the back formation. It gives you width. You've got 3 centre-backs that act as, almost deep-line playmakers. You can pass it out to the wing-backs and they can get through inside, outside, overlap, whatever you want it to be, really. And then your attacking players can come deep, get in behind. There's passes going through. There's lots of triangle patterns available. It's a really decent formation for counter-attacking play because you defend as a 5 and then you go forward as a 3 at the back. So, I'm not trying to sound like I'm an expert or anything, but surely Emery knows that when you've got pace, you don't really want to be passing it to them. You want them to run on to pass. It's just mind-blowing how inept this manager is tactically. I can't understand what the players are doing. Imagine how they feel. They probably don't know what's going on. You can barely understand the man. I'm not going to have a go at his English again because we've already mentioned, I think he should be much better at English by now. But then you could say to me, why don't I learn a second language? Well, the thing is, I'm not paid to go into a different country and manage a football club as big as Arsenal, okay? Now, no disrespect to Emery, but I can't understand him at all. He talks nonsense. I've already gone on about it a few times. I don't understand a word he's saying. So imagine a player like Pepe who's come into England, basic English as it is, speaks heavily in French and whatever. I know Emery probably does speak a bit of French, having managed in PSG, but just imagine how difficult it is for foreign players to understand the tactics when he's just going on and on talking so quickly about nothing. Nothing. The substitutions. Lacazette coming on was decent. I thought that was a good substitution. But then you've got Guendouzi and Torreira coming on. I'm not feeling that. I think they should probably be starting. If we're not confident of getting a win here, you've got to play some of your better players, and it's quite clear that Torreira is going to be playing at the weekend, and that's one of the reasons why he was left out until he came on as a sub. And it's the same again, Guendouzi. We've got Leicester at the weekend. It's our biggest game in the Premier League so far, really. Lose that, and there's going to be hell to pay. It's going to be a shocking time if we don't win that game. So I kind of get the substitutions and why players were coming on that maybe would have started had it not been Leicester. And again, arguably, and I'm kind of defending Emery's choices here, I guess, is this wasn't a massively important game. We're going to go through. There's no real stress here. Vitoria needed to win this game and they haven't. But my point still stands that it's Vitoria. There's no excuse, really. Even with a reserve squad, we should be competing with them. And do you know what? We're lucky to get a point because Vitoria, look at the stats. Yes, they did not have the majority of the ball, but they had way more chances. Not just chances where you shoot from the edge of the box, but actual chances to score. They could have scored 3 or 4 tonight. They really could have. They hit the post. Martinez made some really good saves. He had a good game, actually, Martinez. It's a shame about the last moment of the game where we conceded. Just, it wouldn't be an Arsenal game without a goal like that, though, would it? Some shocking defending. There's like 5 players on the line. The ball still gets in. It's it's becoming a little bit of a joke, this, isn't it? And it's a joke that isn't funny, which sucks. Jokes are meant to be funny, right? Watching Arsenal these days it's so bland. I honestly was struggling to stay awake during the first half. Second half, I managed to wake myself up a little bit. I went for a little walk downstairs and got a drink. And honestly, it's that bad. It is that bad that you're falling asleep. And it's Europa League at 3:50 p.m. on a Wednesday. It's so embarrassing, man. You've got Champions League football tonight, and then you got Arsenal playing against Vitoria and getting a 1-1 draw. Shocking. Emery needs to go. He needs to go. We need to be big boys now. We need the big boys at the club to make a big decision. And it's not a hard decision. The guy's got 7 months left on his contract. I mean, I don't know how much that would equate to, but let's say we owe him 500,000 to £1 million, whatever. Do it! Just pay him out. Just get rid of him. There are some very good managers out there available. No, not Mourinho. No, but Allegri is available. Kovac. He did okay at Bayern. Let's not beat around the bush. Okay, he's been sacked, and it hasn't quite gone to plan, but Bayern, Arsenal, okay, and the types of objectives they would have set him, and he wasn't quite there. Kovac could walk into this job. Although I wouldn't really want him to be there. It's better than Emery. I don't know, man. I give up. Thank you so much for watching another Arsenal review. It's been a fantastic pleasure to walk you through this fantastic 1-1 draw that we had tonight. Really good fun to watch. It's sad times as an Arsenal fan. But hopefully a better result at the weekend against Leicester, and I will see you then.